Hi, I'm Michael Sazin, the Parrot Wizard, and this is an update about Truman. As you may already know, he's been cage bound in a small travel carrier cage for a while because of his mysterious and not really well understood injury. It's been over 6 weeks since it was first discovered, and unfortunately, Truman is still unable to fly after 6 weeks with about 6, 7, maybe 8 laser treatments and some physical therapy. We decided to give him another chance and to be able to see if he's able to fly. We took Truman, we put him down on the floor, and unlike before, we would discourage him to fly, cover him, block him, make sure he's not trying to use his wings. This time we did a very short flight recall. Mariana held an almond and called him to just fly up just a few inches off the floor to see if Truman is able to get airborne. And unfortunately, he took a launch, he jumped up in the air with his legs, a couple flaps, and he's back down on the ground just like before. So the laser therapy and the time that's gone by, it seems to be helping him, at least in the sense that he can stretch a little better, he can move his wings in place when he's on the ground. He seems to be in good spirits. He doesn't seem to be mopey or hurt or upset. So if anything, it's keeping the pain manageable, or reducing or mitigating the pain. For when it comes to the healing, it's just a matter of more time to see how this injury can heal and improve itself. So we know with athletes, some ligament injuries and some of these, deep internal soft tissue injuries can take a very long time to heal. So in the meantime, Truman has been in his small brown aluminum travel cage, very small cage, trying to keep him from flapping. Now that 6 weeks have gone by, the veterinarians think that it's less about keeping the wings from moving at all. He can move them, freely. He shouldn't necessarily be flying, but he doesn't need to be contained as closely. However, we can't really put Truman back in his normal full-size cage. More likely than not, this injury occurred while inside the cage. So, falling down, he's been a clumsy bird his whole life, and over the past, he's had minor injuries and boo-boos that we've noted from him being in the cage and falling down in it. And they were not severe, so we never really made major changes. Never really talked about them because it was, minor injuries. But knowing this history, we've actually kept his perches quite low inside the cage, close to the bottom, to discourage him from climbing around the top and having as long of a distance to fall. And despite that, it still seems that he was probably climbing in the top of the cage and made a big fall that led to this current and pretty tragic ongoing injury. So for this reason, I'm taking apart and putting away in storage his big normal cage. You probably saw the video of me putting this together like 5-6 years ago when I moved to the new house. And now it's time to take this cage back apart and put it into storage. And in the meantime, Truman's going to be upgraded from the small little travel cage to the bigger travel cage, so he could have a little bit more room to walk around, but without the height in the cage for being able to fall. So the goal right now is to give him more perches to help exercise his feet, more toys to keep him busy and in good spirits, hoping that having a little bit more motion, walking around, going back to slightly more normal lifestyle, but without the height to fall, that Truman can start improving and working on his path toward recovery. But because of his history and because of this ongoing injury, keeping him from falling down again and either reopening it or getting another injury is really important right now. So for this reason, it's time to go and say goodbye to Truman's awesome red aluminum cage, and I'm going to just start taking it apart and moving Truman on to something different for the meantime. Great, it's time to put Truman in his new cage setup, transferring him from the travel cage in the big bird room into the cage room with the other birds. Hi, Truman, you see your friends? You see what new cage you're gonna have? You ready to go check it out? You ready to go check it out? Some treats in there for you. So this is the location where Truman's big red cage used to be. Truman was right here next to Kitty, and that's where he's used to being. But to make him more comfortable in this larger travel cage for now, while he's continuing to recover, I set it up on a table in the same position where his old cage used to be. But now it's just a little bit less wide. It's almost as big, actually, depth and width. It's almost as big. Just eliminating that height. No extra height so that there's much less opportunity to fall. And he's a very clumsy bird, and he's a Cape Parrot, and they're bold and clumsy and more prone to falling down. So giving him a less vertical space will help to reduce those risks. Further still, right now, for now, got a towel on the bottom. And that's not just to make it easier to clean, but really it's to put a softer cushion, so if he does fall down from the little bit of extra height he's got going on now, he'll have something softer to fall on and not get too hurt. So this will give him an opportunity to walk around more, have more variety of perches, more room for toys, and get him to spend a little bit more energy and hopefully recover better from having a bit of an uplifted spirits from being back in the main cage room with the other birds and having a normal cage to live in for now. For now, we have some very particular custom-made toys. Mariana put these up for him using all natural and soft materials. As you might have remembered, he hurt his tongue the other time, and it was a bit sore, and also he was just prone to getting in trouble. So giving him some safer toys in the interim until he recovers is a good idea. Mariana set up the perches and toys to try to keep it as safe as possible and help him recover in the meantime. So you can follow Truman's story, see lots of videos of my birds at the vet, whether it's related to this or unrelated to this injury, and browse the complete collection of Parrot Wizard videos, articles, and check out the cool Parrot Wizard supplies that you can purchase at parrotwizard.com.